What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Darian's Pokemon. Going to be playing a game on PTCGO today, and today I'm rocking Gustavo Wada's top 8 Volcanion list. Super cool list that he's got here. Pretty interesting stuff going on. Volcanion could be a good play with Gardevoir seeing a decrease in play in standard format. Gardevoir has kind of been the bane of Volcanion's existence as long as Gardevoir has been legal. And with Gardevoir kind of seeing a little bit of a decrease, it could be time for Volcanion to start to see some better showings lately. Also, Golisopod, very good deck in standard format. Zoroark decks, very big decks in standard format. If you could build a Volcanion deck that consistently performs well against Golisopod decks, against Zoroark decks, then you're probably going to have a winning recipe. Volcanion also fares pretty decently against the popular Buzzwole Lycanroc archetype as well, making Volcanion not a bad play. If you're comfortable with Volcanion, you feel comfortable beating Buzzwole Lycanroc, you feel comfortable beating Zoroark, then go ahead and ship it. Gustavo's list is pretty interesting. He plays a heavy energy retrieval count. He plays 3 copies of energy retrieval, and then he also plays only 3 max elixir, which is pretty unique for a Volcanion list. Additionally, he's playing hello W Stiller. Additionally, he is playing, what am I thinking, a Ho-Oh and a Kiawe, but as you can see here, we do not have the Ho-Oh Kiawe combo. I do have 2 Volcanions to start. I will probably go ahead and get myself a little Volcanion since that just seems like it makes the most sense here to go ahead and do that. Get a little Volcanion to start. Hopefully I hit a switch or a floatstone and can get this thing into the active position. And we are just going to start trying to pump up Volcanions. I'm going to remember this time that Volcanion hits Volcanion for weakness because he hits water type. So very good, Andrew. Yes. Let's go ahead and Sycamore this hand away. Unfortunately, we had to get rid of an energy retrieval, but that's fine. I also, let's see, I could bench the Ho-Oh, but there's really no point in doing that because I think I just want to go in with Volcanion EXs. I do have a Floatstone, so that's good. Let's go ahead, Ultra Ball away, probably the Ho-Oh. I feel like I want to Ultra Ball away Ho-Oh and the other Ultra Ball, get another Volcanion, and then just try to hit that max elixir too. So let's just go ahead and do that. We'll grab another Ho-Oh, just kind of set up. I could grab the Oranguru, which would be fine, I guess. The Oranguru would kind of give me just a little bit of stability in my setup. That probably is okay. I probably don't need the other Volcanion just yet. I think this would just give me a little bit more stability with the Oranguru, so I'll choose him instead. And then we are going to go ahead and, let's see, try to hit that max elixir, see if we can do it. We got it on the benched Volcanion with the Fury Belt. That's fine. And potentially, let's see, we'll also Oranguru for 1 since we are here. We'll instruct for 1. Potentially should have, let's see, we can just attach that fire next turn or steam it up or something like that. I don't necessarily need to ditch it quite yet. So let's just go ahead and retreat into our Volcanion and pass. It's possible that maybe I should have gone ahead and attached the Fighting Fury Belt to the little Volcanion instead of attaching it to the Volcanion EX. I don't expect the Fury Belt on the Volcanion EX to make too big of a difference. Like, maybe, maybe not. So that's like a consideration to make. If my opponent does end up attacking with this Turtonator, then maybe the Fighting Fury Belt would have made a difference on my little Volcanion. But I like having no sort of tool on my little Volcanion right now since it will be likely to get me out of here. If I go ahead and accelerate, my opponent did not get anything going on that first turn. That is really rough for them. Meanwhile, I should be able to get things going pretty quickly here on my side of the board. I could get a max elixir and a floatstone and just knock out this Turtonator, but I doubt that's going to happen. I think I'll probably just go ahead and steam up, probably steam up once, and then I don't really care about steaming up twice yet. I think I'd rather have 2 energy in play since I don't plan on actually attacking into the Turtonator. I'm going to load each of these Volcanions with 1 here, and I'm just going to, let's see, we'll instruct for 1 more before we Lily. It's an energy retrieval. I could energy retrieval and steam up again. That probably seems fine. It's energy retrieval these 2, and we'll just steam up again real quick. And then I guess I could have kept that in my hand. Technically, could have kept the energy retrieval in my hand in case I get right. I guess it's 1 card is 1 card. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's 1 card in my hand. So I don't think it really matters there. But we are going to get another Volcanion, and we can even steam up another time if we wanted to. But I don't think that's necessarily the best idea, just because I want to be able to attach Anguzma next turn or something of the sort, or just attach next turn for a turn in case I don't have a draw supporter. So I want to be able to attach in order to be able to knock out this Turtonator here. I mean, I could have steamed up the 3rd time, but there's no guaranteeing that I get that energy back in order to be able to, I mean, so what? I would have hit for 110, power heater for 110. That's pretty impressive, but there's nothing saying that I would have gotten all that energy back and to be able to do it again. I already have 2 energy retrievals down, so I would have to just draw into that energy wholesale here. If my opponent puts down a Volcanion or something like that, I just have attachment onto one of my benched Volcanions here and Guzma for next turn. I have to imagine that they'll go ahead and grab a Volcanion because I do have Brooklet Hill out for them already. So they probably will use my Brooklet Hill if they've remembered to help set up their board. If my opponent shell traps this Volcanion, I think that shell trap is probably not the best play. They should probably Nitro Tank or something if they can at all, just to go ahead and accelerate as much as they can and try to catch up. But at this point, my opponent is just so far on the back foot because of their weak turn 1 that I'm not sure that they can necessarily come back from this early fall behind here. They did get the power heater, so that's good for them. They're going to go ahead and just retreat and power heater with their little Volcanion. This is what they wish they had gotten going on the 1st turn. And then also, just since they're going second, this is a mirror match. They're going second. Not only are they going second, but also they really had a suboptimal turn 1 there. They went ahead and attached another energy to their Turtonator. I'm not exactly sure why they did that. I think they probably should be accelerating to their other Volcanions there, but that's fine. We are just going to go ahead. I guess at this point the safest play is to just bring up that Turtonator and knock it out. I think, as much as I want to just knock out the Volcanion, I think the Turtonator is probably what has to go. So let's just go ahead and do that. Bring him up. I could Field Blower, probably Field Blower the Choice Band just to get it out of my hand real quick. Yep, so we're going to get rid of that Choice Band. Done. And I can bench this little Volcanion. I don't think that there's any problem with benching the little Volcanion, but I probably will just not do that in case my opponent, in case I get into a situation where I want to use a Lele or something for supporter. So I'll just instruct for 1. And I have another Fighting Fury Belt. That's fine too. I'll probably just play it in case I get end to low. So I'll play that on my little Volcanion here. And then we'll just Volcanic Heat for knockout on that Turtonator. It was a little bit odd. I think that 2nd energy got dropped onto the Turtonator there just because Volcanion hits Volcanion for weakness. So probably could have seen it going on to one of these other Volcanions just to kind of solidify their board position a little bit better. But maybe they were looking for that Turtonator for some sort of, Bright Flame play that I was not seeing. So they do have Octillery set up, but unfortunately I'm not exactly sure that the additional draw that they're going to net with Octillery can really save them from how far behind they are right now. I mean, I've gone up. I already have Guzma for next turn as well. So if this Volcanion does not get knocked out, I'm just going to knock out whichever Volcanion on my opponent's side of the field has the most energy on it. And as you can see, my opponent did not even get a draw supporter. So right now, I've got my eyes on that 2 energy Volcanion, and you can see this is exactly why. Volcanion plays 4 energy, much like 4 Guzma, much like Buzzwole, where you want to be able to just knuckle impact turn after turn. It looks like I do not have a Lele in my deck, so that's a little bit interesting. I'll just grab my Turtonator just to thin my deck a little bit. And let's see here. I could play my Field Blower one more time. Let's just go ahead and Field Blower. Sure, let's get that Choice Band out of there just to thin my deck in case I get end. And then I am going to Guzma that guy up, promote my 1, and retreat back, and then I can instruct for 2, draw a little bit. Again, I'm not benching that Turtonator just in case I do get a Lele off my prizes or something like that. I don't expect my opponent to knock out this Volcanion or really take any knockouts next turn since I'm kind of just running away with it, and I don't want to get locked up. Sure enough, there is the Lele right there. Had I not drawn into the Guzma, I now have a bench space for that Lele to be able to grab the game-winning Guzma if my opponent does not knock out this Volcanion, which I do not expect them to do. If they are able to get an N on me this turn, I also have that bench space available, so if I hit Ultra Ball off an N, I could go grab the Lele for Guzma for game, but they went ahead and conceded, knowing that, there was really no walking it back from that. I'll squeeze in one more game here with Gustavo's Volcanion list. It's super interesting. The list only plays 1 copy of N. Now, I'm all for limiting your copies of N now. At first, I was very skeptical of limiting copies of N, but I think that you can afford to limit copies of N in very aggressive decks like Volcanion, like Buzzwole, that want to go up in prizes quickly, and it makes sense to not play as many copies of N because you are just going to be ahead most of the game, and as soon as you take that first big knockout, N becomes kind of a suboptimal card to play, and really only something that you might search out for Lele in a crucial situation where you just need to limit your opponent real quick towards the end of the game. So he is only playing 1 copy of N. It is a little bit risky. Like, yes, if you prize it, then you don't have the option to be able to limit your opponent. If you have to discard it early, then you just are going the whole game without the option to limit your opponent. This can all be pretty scary. This is an excellent opening hand for me. I am cool with all of this, having the Volcanion, the Turtonator, the Oranguru. I'll probably just start with Volcanion and Oranguru. Well, we'll throw down Turtonator too. I mean, what's wrong with having the whole family here? That's fine. And I think I'm probably playing against Vikavolt Bulu. Oh no, I am playing against something I have no idea. It is a grass type deck with Silvally GX. My opponent has got some really sick Ultra Balls here. Very cool. Oh, it also looks like they are playing Fire Memory. Okay, so they're playing lots of different Fighting Memory, Fire Memory. Okay, so they are trying to hit for all sorts of different types of weaknesses with their Silvally GX. Pretty interesting idea here. Looks like they also play Grass, so they can hit for Grass type weakness too. I wonder if they have any Water type Pokemon in that deck. Hopefully not. That would be great. But now, knowing that they are playing a Silvally deck, maybe I shouldn't have benched so many Pokemon, since Silvally does have this pretty crazy GX attack, 4/3 energy that does 50 damage times the amount of bench Pokemon that I have. So maybe I should not have benched so much. I do have a Fire Energy here, but no Volcanion, no way to discard it. I'm kind of going to have to just hope that I end myself into something, I think. I'll just slap these things down here, and then I don't really want to bench this Ho-Oh. I don't really see a point in doing that. Let's just go ahead and Cynthia. See what we can get. If we can get a Volcanion and a Fire Energy, that'd be good. We did not. We just got that Ho-Oh back. So this is great. All right, we're going to go ahead and just Power Eater for 30 and nothing else. That is a really awkward turn 1. Turn 2, we're just going to go ahead and Sycamore this whole hand, get that fire energy into the discard pile. My opponent's got Field Blower on my tools, and you can see, like, sometimes you don't want to just put your tools down like that. Sometimes, excuse me, guys. Sometimes you want to be able to keep your tools for when you need to play them, but with a turn 1 Cynthia, I know that turn 1 Cynthia can also often be extremely underwhelming because you shuffle draw and then you might just draw a handful of supporters and not really get to do much of anything. So I was trying to thin my deck by just playing as many of the tool cards as I could to prepare for the turn 1 Cynthia, hopefully, and in hopes that I would draw some live cards off of that turn 1 Cynthia. But as you can see, that was not exactly successful. Hoping that this Sycamore, and I'm fine, you know what I mean? I could Cynthia again, but at this point, if I Cynthia again and don't draw into anything, like, this game is going down quickly. If I Cynthia and just have to Power Heater for 20, 30 again, that is going to be pretty horrible. Pretty cool stuff. My opponent's got this Silvally up here, Gyro unit, giving all their basic Pokemon no retreat cost. But I will say that, like, yeah, they give their basic Pokemon no retreat cost, but their Golisopod is the one who really wants the free retreat. So I'm wondering what the synergy is here. I guess, they are able to just first impression. That's pretty cool. They were able to get that type null out of there without a Floatstone or anything like that. So that's pretty cool stuff. So my Volcanion has got some damage on it. I could, if I hit like a bunch of fires and a bunch of Volcanions, knock this thing out, but that's probably not going to happen. I will just go ahead, I think, attach this to the Turtonator. I don't think the Fighting Fury Belt makes a difference. I guess it does if... It does make a difference if my opponent they don't first impression me. So they can't just first impression me for knockout without retreating. So I think I will throw that there. And let's just Sycamore. I guess I messed up. I should have Sycamored that fire energy for sure. But it's fine because we ended up drawing into a pretty decent hand anyway. So we are not going to have to pay for that, which is cool. I forgot that I definitely needed to Sycamore that fire energy to get it in the discard pile. But we've got some stuff going on here, so that is fine. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves another Volcanion. And I decided to Ultra Ball those away instead of power. I could have gone ahead and just steamed up once, but steaming up once wasn't going to make it any sort of significant amount. I'd rather just get those 2 energies into the discard pile and accelerate them with Power Heater than to steam up twice. So let's try to hit a couple max elixirs here. We're going to throw 1 onto the Turtonator. I think if I hit this one, I throw it onto a Volcanion just to kind of diversify my options. Definitely, that's cool. And then we're going to instruct. So now our deck is cruising after that awkward first turn. We're kind of pulling out of things here. A-okay. Able to hit that Golisopod for weakness. We're going to accelerate 1 to the Volcanion. And I think just 1 to my Turtonator GX. Like, I don't see anything... I mean, maybe my opponent gets, like, if they get, like, if their hand is DC Guzma, they knock out my Turtonator. But that is a very specific 2 cards to have, and I just don't think that they probably have that. Yeah, they did have Guzma, so if they had top-decked DCE, then they would have been able to knock out my Turtonator GX with that Rebel GX attack. So that would have been super annoying, and it is something that I have to look out for here going forward. I'm hoping that my opponent gets the knockout on this Volcanion here so that I can limit my own bench in preparation for that attack from Silvally GX, definitely, for sure. But my opponent would have to commit another energy, or they would have to find... Nope, they're just going to first impression for 30. So they're not getting the knockout. That's, fine. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch. Oh, that's great that I drew that switch there. I think I'm going to switch into the Volcanion EX, I think, and then just hope I hit an energy here or a Floatstone. I think switch is the play just to get him in the active. Yes, I'm guaranteed the knockout with Turtonator, but I'd rather save the Turtonator for someone like Silvally GX. So let's see, we did get it here. This is all very good. I need to make sure that I don't bench anybody else, because then if I put this Fury Belt on the active Volcanion, that means that I might actually not get knocked out by that Silvally GX's GX attack. So let's just go ahead, Volcanic Heat here. I'm going to get the knockout. Cruising along, taking 2 prizes as well. We got a Kiawe and a Super Rod. I don't really see myself needing to use either of those right now, but they're fine cards to have just in case. My opponent does have Wob, and awkwardly, I do not have myself. Oh, I see here. They're using, it's kind of an interesting combination. So they've got Dawn Wings Necrozma in combination with their Silvally GX, and I guess that they can invasion into a Wob with the Dawn Wings Necrozma, and then once they invasion, because invasion's not shut down by barricade, once they invasion, then they can retreat for free with the Dawn Wings Necrozma GX because of Gyro Unit. My opponent was able to hit that choice band, so they are going to be using their GX attack here for knockout with Silvally GX. They're going to use Rebel GX and be able to do 230 damage and get that clean one-hit knockout. Now that's kind of fine. I was more or less anticipating that, which is why I used my Volcanion to take that knockout instead of the Turtonator, because now the Turtonator has a much higher probability of being able to get this knockout on my opponent's Pokemon. So let's see what we got here. We do have a Float Stone. I wanted to put that down. I also have a Tapu Lele and a Max Elixir. I could play the Max Elixir onto a benched Volcanion. I think I'd rather just Ultra Ball though and get myself a second Volcanion EX and just kind of skip on the Max Elixir and just say, like, if I get this knockout, which I'm going to need 2 Steam Ups, I think. No, just 1 Steam Up and a Fury Belt. But how many Fury Belts do I have? 2 Fury Belts down, so like the odds of me getting that are not like the highest. I think I just do that. So let's go grab a supporter, and I think we are saying that we would like to hit 2 Fire Energies. We're going to go grab a Sycamore, and then I think I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Max Elixir and the Switch, because I think by giving myself 2 Volcanions out, I definitely give myself the highest probability of being able to knock out this Silvally GX. Oh, I do need 2 Steam Ups for sure. I can't do Fury Belt. It's got 210 hit points. So scratch that, guys. All right, let's go ahead and instruct for 2. If I get a retrieval, I'm in. Or just 2 fires, that'll do it. Yep. So that's pretty cool. And you can see here, getting the second Volcanion made it so that I didn't need to hit the Fighting Fury Belt, or actually I needed the second Volcanion. I don't know why I keep talking about it. I needed the second Volcanion. I needed to. So the Max Elixir play, that's fine, because really I'm just going to blow this thing up, and then I think I just attached the 4th energy there manually, and now I'm in a situation, I kind of just thin my deck, thin my hand. I'm just going to play all these cards just to get them out of my hand so that I have the highest chance of being able to draw into the cards I need to take the game next turn. And then if we Bright Flame this Pokemon, I attached manually, so I also can just follow up with a Bright Flame next turn as well. Unfortunately, I don't have Guzma for game, but having these 2 energy retrievals in hand, you see how strong that is. Just being able to go in and I could grab 4 energy. You know, I'll easily be able to Steam Up twice. Energy retrieval just equals double Steam Up. So it's like 1 card for 2 energy, just so good. And combined with Guzma makes it very, very easy to be able to stream these Guzma knockouts that you need, since you only need a 2-card combination instead of a 3-card combination to be able to Steam Up twice and Guzma, because you just need energy retrieval Guzma. That's all you need. My opponent is going to bring up my Volcanion, and what are they doing to this thing? Are they trying to trap it? Are they just going to Turbo Drive? Looks like they are trying to trap it here. And awkwardly, I actually do not have a way out right now. So that is like super strange. Okay, actually, we got there. All right, I do have Guzma. Can I? Yes, I should be able to with my double energy retrieval. I can go ahead, grab 2 energies, and I can steam them up. So thank goodness for 4 Guzma. We are going to get ourselves out of this game. Okay, we're just going to steam up both of these energies. Then we are going to energy retrieval 1 more time, and we're going to grab 2 again, and we're going to attach one of them to the Turtonator, and then we could just go ahead and Guzma up. I don't know. Who do we want? We want the Dawn Wings. Let's knock him out. And my opponent scoofs the game. So that's it for Volcanion. Gustavo's list showing off some pretty cool tricks there. Definitely a consistent deck. I mean, it feels good to play. Definitely felt like I was kind of getting the hang of Volcanion. Even though I don't spend too much time playing the deck myself, I can't deny how powerful and consistent the archetype is for sure. Going to go ahead and show off Gustavo's list here real quick. I said that it was pretty original, and that is true. Pretty original list he's got going on with the 1/1 Ho-Oh. Kiawe play is pretty cool. He's also got the One of Lily in there, which has become a staple in a lot of these aggressive decks. He's got the Oranguru for draw, only 3 copies of Max Elixir, and only 1 copy of N. Pretty wild stuff on Gustavo's part, but you saw it doesn't really matter. You know, you can accelerate with the Volcanion, you can accelerate with Turtonator. There are lots of options to be able to accelerate with this deck, and 3 energy retrieval is really good. So, shout out to Gustavo for top 8 of Collinsville Regional Championships. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, follow me on Twitter at enjoyfriend, ENJOI friend. Thank you all for watching. Peace.